say be a ye kase baby a papa wo no enye anika enura no metis kra se o mare mande no na yeso onte apo anopai information kra menya ne se enura no ankasa kra no enso omre ne ko police hospital no om treat no a o masa na go back to cells na die asie e na papa o kafa ho
Kwame mesa echia obiom mechia asofon pain for motie o program we mechia pain for me mama pain for bibia utie and power o station or money na echia. Now to answer your question, and no I'm saying in fact Sunday after me preaching na me media me head of me media I elect him as a BBC na SC na ya na the American say es coswa ya me ya inti e be say temper mercy temper justice with mercy temper justice with mercy.
Papa na de asie no ya ewum na adesua bai na yenhua mfiri mu ye asorema nyamumu asofo eno de ye wonyina.
Number one, Kwame Meka say one, baby a chase of Bempah'S. To me, it wasn't the right place. Because I feel say Owusu Bempah'S software everybody knows, and his stature in society, you know. I saw certain combat chain. We are sorry. We don't be banned or no more short, and they can do whatever the laws they should do. That's the first one. The second one, to answer your question, say what lessons can we learn from it? No. The lessons I have personally learned from it, say, you don't die for a politician. So whatever, you don't die for a politician, whether the party A, B, C, D, or Z. You don't die for a politician, because you share the impact that suffer Owusu Bempah'S, the first election, even last election, sometimes already we sometimes classic. And with all that, you know, we are in this country. People are. I'm not saying say I respect rule of law, the law. Nobody's above the law, but we are in this country, Ghana, and people have done worse things than what Owusu Bempah have done or said. And I mean, the law does not go after them. And even if the law goes after them, the law treats them with a softer hands. And for me, dear, to answer your question, it's not worth it to die for any party, to die for any politician in Ghana. It's not worth it.
Now, okay, it's not worth it, no. Next as a do baby no ebia na manyo ko womu eyina ma na de ni.
Oh, sir, I mean, we don't, you know, I'm a blunt person. I'm not compromised. I mean, Omo Yinama, I mean, and Omo Yinama, I don't see this happening. I know, Omo Yinama, I mean, baby, papa ne dame, just saying, at the part, so and okay, Marco, my rest, you know, I was thinking, say, they will be gracious enough to bail him because nobody's above the law. But to remind him again, we have politicians in this country. They've said worse things on TV. They have exposed people on TV, and the next minute they died and all that. They are walking free. I am more post anyway. So for me, every time I catch myself from Kotuan, and I will be a team here. This should be a wake up call for all pastors to be one. This should be a wake up call for all pastors and prophets, especially to know that the politicians, they'll love themselves and with the pastors. It is not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Nanka wo hwese bi anka we ni bi anka mpanifo betimi awuram say the all cancer tempering justice with mercy no.
Of course. See, Achina is okay. We thank God say the law is working. The new IGP I could see say he's trying to do some good things. We thank God, we support it. But this is not a first degree felony. And considering his impact, what he has done for this current system, and I mean I think that they should have billed him. And self-recognized bill is okay. But Owusu Bempah not run away. And he's not a threat to human life. He's not a threat to anybody to a larger extent. And then the law can take its full course. but to remind a man of his stature, considering Obi Otimika says MPP amba omumbesina sorry dai na MPP ministry.
I what can wow. Papa o can fear
MPP aban so yegu nanim ase dia.
Na there okay. Who say be a what yetia. Nipa bi na so within the party and na say wa raffle certain feathers be of which should have not.
Okay, Kwame das me say you be beauty. Considering I don't care whoever we teach ya mama na so. Considering the wire mom amoma power. It cannot be commensurated to be a with ya mama na so. If you weigh the two, I think his positivity outstands or outshines than his negativity. I mean, why mom your power, whether whichever we are, why mom your power. Yempo the next 3 years, I want to tell him, and he was very vocal. We cannot underestimate the impact of Owusu Bempah in the re-election of Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. We cannot. Nobody. I'm a historian. If historians are writing, nobody can write it off. His impact was monumental. So you cannot do this. I'm not saying the law should not work. The law has arrested him. Maybe arresting was wrong. So you did not have to shout. Okay, I feel that they should be gracious enough, considering the fact that people do worser things than that, and they are working. And for me, maybe somebody will say that Prophet Nigel Kasai, but me, he's a man of God, and so David, I respect the oil upon his life. So I thought that they should have been more gracious and they should temper mercy with justice.
Because Sabra Minini didn't come or can or has said MPP and Winia, Yamashina sorry. Sabrano, no, I know day.
That was I mean, sophobia when no one was sorry die. Sophobia, what makes you so for was sorry. And for somebody to provoke such as highest oath or such as all highest way in there. I mean, Kwame, last year, I mean, no, more or less, many exchanges about NDC and the MPP very well. So, and I told her, you think that John Mahama and the Owusu, they will do this to me. I doubt said John will do that. And the law will work, but John will be more gracious.
Now they will say a be a buy and a chinnason.
Oh, Kwame, no, maybe one other person the shaman. Kwame, you know better. So, oh, a lawyer, you know better. And she media for me a Christian, I support my own. Or a dear Ben cry, I support it.
Oh,
so that we can have our individual and differences. But I thought, say yes, why you be a chairman? Fine, but they should have built him. They should, and your answer and could be quite a bit now, see a billion on his own stature. And for the impact he has made in society, he should have been built. Then we can take it from there, the court. We'll take it from there.
Okay,
Papa, what do you mean? It's so emotional. Bempah ma wankasa wunuya papa ene asofuko ni nyina said ye be ya was ye free so hwem na fa ye nkon so hwem papa Bempah mai
Kwame da was I much my Bempah man da na my Bempah bia I much bia 12 to 4 ye Bempah ni ameka ne say obi bi onim Yesu emfa Yesu say ne kra na waje nkwa Yesu eba and they should teach all of us a lesson. Say we should be one. Or your prophet, or your one, whoever you are. Yenya bako. Now, we are not political activists. We are men of God to win souls into the kingdom of God. Until let's push the agenda of Jesus. But say, let's temper mercies with justice.
And it's not any, we are not trying to fight the system. We are here to plead. We are pleading to the IGP. We are pleading to the police, and we are also pleading to the court. The court, we are just pleading for the bail for Reverend Dr. Isaac Owusu Bempah. He is a great man of God. We all know his impact in this country is so great. I believe that if the court can grant him a bail because of health issues, we'll be so grateful. We'll be so grateful to the court for granting him granting him the bail for him to come home and take good care of his health. So once the investigation is still going on, because I'm sure the investigation is still going on, so we cannot sit down and just be quiet and watch what is going on. So for us, we are pleading to the court, that the higher court of the land, that if they can grant him bail for him to go home, and prepare himself for the court, it will be so happy. We'll be so happy. So our plea is simple. We are just here, MPAC is here to plead to the police. And for the police, they are doing their job. And the court of the land too is doing its job. But we are pleading to the higher authority. We are also pleading even to the president. I am pleading directly to the president. Because Dr. Owusu Bempah has made impact. He has also contributed to the successful elections in Ghana. We all know he has been part of something. And apart from that, that is a leader and is overseer over a big ministry. And apart from that, he has health challenges. So we are pleading, if our leaders can also help us to secure a bail for Reverend Dr. Owusu Bempah. Is our brother, is everything to us. We need him in this land, and we want him to come home once the investigation is still going on. So our concern right now as an MPAC, as an organization, is to plead to make sure that we grant him bail, the court grant him bail, so that the investigation will continue. Anytime they want him to come to court, the MPAC will make sure that he come to court. So that is our plea this morning to Ghanaians, to the police, to the IGP, and to the court. So her ladyship, we are pleading with you for the bail of our brother, Prophet Dr. Owusu Bempah. So we hope we'll get a good response after this press conference. So thank you very much. And also want to take this opportunity to, sympathize the vice president who lost his mom yesterday. It's painful to, to lose your mom, your loved one. So we sympathize our vice president, Dr. Alhaj Baumia, the vice president of this great land. So we sympathize you, and we are with you. From here we are coming to say hello, we are coming to greet you and to sympathize with you. So pressman, that is our submission to the police and to the court.
All right, so Papa has made it clear. At this point, we'd like to take just about 5 questions. If there is anything you want to ask concerning this particular issue, Papa will be glad to answer you if he can. And so the floor is open now to you, pressman. If you want to ask any question, you are free to do so.
Okay. My name is Fred Dalanyo Nagashi with GH1 TV. I'd like to find out from Papa if the council has any code of conduct for its members, because this issue that happened in the media has caused a lot of uproar, especially in the public, saying that we have men of God who feel that because they have the blessings of politicians, they're able to go out of their way to do certain things to other members. So I want to know if MPAC has a code of conduct that guides members so that some of these things do not happen or keep happening. And I want to find out from Papa, first of all, what he makes of Reverend Owusu Bempah'S action, and he's asking that a bill be granted on the health condition. We don't know if he has any health condition, but if you can just go into that for us as well, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. The organization has code and ethics. Okay. But as Ghanaians, you know, because of our culture, this kind of confusion, this is not the first time. You see it happening among politicians. You see it happening among ordinary people. When tempers arise, you know, it's not, this thing didn't happen because President Akufo-Addo is behind the prophet. It's just argument. You know, it's just everybody has a right to react based on how the person feels. So I believe that people shouldn't blame the government and the president that is behind him because somebody said something he didn't like and he reacted against it. So I feel that because we see it almost everywhere. You see politicians, people have used dangerous, serious words. You see presenters saying serious things and they go scot-free. So I believe that especially politicians, especially the MPP, the NDC, these two political parties, when you see their utterances, so I don't believe it's because the government is behind Dr. Owusu Bempah, but we have code of ethics and we are abiding it, and he's a human being. You know, when you do something and you offend him, he has also a right to react. So that's what happened. That's what happened. What I'm trying to say is that you need to go home, because yesterday I heard he was not feeling well. Yesterday he was in the police hospital. So a whole man of God going to hospital and coming, I don't think that if they can grant him the bail and he have any issue, he can now have time to prepare himself and to take care of himself instead of keeping him, because it's not a high risk person. Dr. Owusu Bempah, everybody knows him. He cannot run away. You see, we can all put our life online for him that we know him. He's a credible person. He cannot run away because of this case. So that the investigation can go on. I believe that we shouldn't also take care of, we shouldn't take advantage of the bill to punish him. You see, we shouldn't take care of, we shouldn't use the bill to punish the man. That's why we are pleading for bail, so that the investigation can go on, how long it can go on, so that he can also have time to take care of himself and put himself together. The lawyers can also. Yes, another person, please.
Jailer for 10 years or no, but for champagne won't buy. Now, my years of Pona is a moon years of 4. I send this up to now, moon years of 4 for so bad until the castle is here. How are you also treating that issue?
Mestre, oh, we are saying, and two one other. Prison, our canon. Prison is not a place of like a sentence to condemn. A place of reform. Many great people went to prison. So Nima, Mandela went to prison. Elijah was arrested to prison. Jeremiah went to prison. And Joseph went to prison. So Paul and Silas, great people went to prison. So prison, nobody is afraid of prison. And everybody, you say prison is a potential home for every human being. Even Minuka say, Jacob Zuma. Nobody is bigger than prison. Tima on money, Trimunya dead. Say, Ninya suffer a problem with you. You want to pump champagne. And we are sure that it won't even get to that level. Until yes, right? police for no. So once I'm investigation they take time. Oh, you have to have a detailed information of everything. Then you can put them together. And once I'm investigation no air cost no. Yeah, they are yes unpack yes say. Yeah, man bill no, you granting a bill. On your risk, you no krumwa. Now on your time. Say I saw one because Andra said the United say oh they no call police hospital. So Nanka ontumi nya time embo abo ne ho na ye best the lawyers no so no say if they have to put in fresh application e betimi abo am yetimi secure bill no the amano anka ye nebeji ye de no ani hian we are here to fight for bail for our brother, a man of God who has made impact in this land. And the Obia Kadia, Obia, everybody is entitled to his opinion. So, Anna said the Yakano, Kromo say, politicians, MPP, NDC, Obia can the Bosso Assem. And then people go for Neka, Obia, Munsha Mu, Munsha Obi to say, I'm going to America, yeah, or say grass and coin. What to mean the president at them? Obia no di otumfo atem obi akoche no obi anche no so enti uhwe obi tisa a lot of media people they insult great people, they insult men of God, they insult everybody. Enti sa abane sa ye to me fa law no share, but what we are pleading is say ye money bill no na yesre see a money bill na say case ni dey afeni e be sha ase kra. So enti we are just pleading for the bill so that the investigation can go on. Ain't you on the end?
Papa, that's say now. Send you know, can say one more castle, one more form of castle, or crying to meet you, but we are quite a threat. According to videos, and I say a 2 prepare, rent here, and no one. I want to know a gun says a criminal act say, over threatening will be and quantity only this as a mark point na Ghana Mrano. Ejuma we ebeboama afofo bi mpo a wo person mutu sasa no achi o masan mame beda wase emra no de ne kwanso anenam no the law must take its course but there can say so etuo no wana ne kura no Dr. Bempah ne nkura Dr. Owusu Bempah ne emrantie no good so it is not Dr. Owusu Bempah himself holding the gun. So but the law they are taking the course. But the yes bail yes ramano say court no they will temper justice with mercy and release our brother back home so that the investigation can still go on. And Timrani there and no nobody is above the law, as we all know. And if you say obie ni wa obrom ran so ba ya sam ya ba ko pe ye pe bail for the man of God.
Okay, Papa. Lastly,
your name and where? Yes, introduce yourself.
I'm Bright, maybe from GTV. What I want to find out is that he's a man of God.
Yes.
Man of God getting involved in such cases. What would be your advice to other men of God as to see how best to stop these future occurrences?
Do you know accidents do okay? Temperament. When tempers arise, you even forget about who you are. Sometimes it depends the size of the matter. You see, so I will just advise all the men of God that everybody should also learn from what has happened. And it doesn't matter what happened, we must exercise restriction. We must exercise restriction because we are leaders and the world is looking up to us.
Okay. And I'm say Papa Kasa. I'm say
English.
Eti share mu no impact prophets wo Ghana ha nyina any apostolic Ghana ne abrochire nyina Dr. Isaac Owusu Bempah nso otia konwa mu ne ho akoka oye yenua ene ye bibia ye dofo no yeso ntimi ntrase ne nkan ano ntum enti ya babonten ebe make statement na ya plead with IGP na ya plead with the authorities, the police, na ya plead with the honorable court say ye best say ye be ma yenua no bail na watimi abafie e wabra investigation no to aso koso na omuye investigation ni nyina ewie na se court no resume asetena ye nyina ye beboa ye behwe se ye beba court ho na ne asie ye bia no yetumi aye enti ye yasam yetia yesre IGP ne yasre police any court no nyina se omoye no momwa na omomma ye bail enfama yenuano. We are not asking for anything. We are not asking for anything. What we are asking here no the ebusa no a bail for yankasa yenua ene yedifo enti so ubusa me a enu nti ene yehia ye pe bail e de ama yenua no de plead na se a brand do no movie investigation no na che say ya share case na say enti we dey plead be plead a chere obia say obia nya abotre ne odo ne mfa odo modom sabi utwa onsanwe a ana utachere ma we a na onwenam bia ye nyina we are Ghanaians, we are citizens and asama koba, so we are citizens and asama dey aba obu asam na aba na any day obia candidate different but ye impact dey we are just pleading for his release for bail. The money bailer on your high risk on your or was or kase osaka impact ho enti bibia be fine enti asema wa
after question baba ya kan asemi ya meniba na ya meniba say the omo na mo kire yen nkwano akwan tene be ya betumi edi nyame echi akọ aswani na ya mie nipa woni obi nya kasa wa kututu ana sa ma nko for kututu awo fie na emrani any di na impact for qualify ni bill no nse ebe chese mrano eye nhwehwe ni bi ewo mu emrano eye na djuma ba ye de ne se yesre ye nkasi ye bu mrano so yesre se emrano the same emrano with temper justice with mercy na you know yetimi ama ne bail no na ye ka sabi it doesn't matter what emfa honi ne esi bail no hu hia yen so enti so o ka se oyinyame nipa waye se ya enti mi mane na police station emma for how long, so we need to plead to the authorities to still give him the bail so that the case can continue. About final way to advise to software said you more my so to sana mon and be to be try
bibi ebesibia ne afamu nyansa so ade na nsi a wonhwe bibi amfiri enti minim se ne asi asofo a ewo Ghana he nyina no they will learn something out of it and they will know that there are laws in the land. So enti ebesa asofo ne nyina, this is a time we need to come together. Na afi no yema great commission no enye more of a priority. Great commission is say go into the world and preach the gospel of the kingdom. So enti yema no so ehunya ade ebe hia e pa enti we ye futuma asofo a Ghana ha nyina o ma nyina nye baako ne yanante odom yanante ahombrase mu bigidi say ewiase hweye we are the salt of the world enti no